Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain how you can connect your Google Drive to n8n. Now this is a very important step if you're doing a workflow that uses nanobanana where you need n8n to be able to search the files, upload files, and download files. Now the end outcome should look something like this where you have your folder IDs and where you have your user ID credentials and the authentication redirect URL. So let me just show you how you can start doing this. First of all, go to console.googlecloud.com, click on the first link that's here, and that should take you to this place. Now, what you want to do next is click on Project Picker and create a new project. Now, I'm just going to call this n8n tutorial, and let's do create. Perfect. Now we have that ready. Let's click here and let's go to n8n tutorial. Now that we're here, what I would like to do is click on those three lines on the left, go to API services, click on library, and let's search for Google Drive API. And as you can see, it's right here. Click on this. Click on enable. This is very, very important to have that enabled to work with n8n. Perfect. Now that the API is enabled, just go to authentication consent screen. Click on get started. And let's create our own app. I'm just going to put n8n AI automation. Use the support email. Let me just click here, salat.amdsolution.ae. And then very important step, you have to click on external. You can't use internal. If you're going to make this work with n8n, you have to use external right here. Let's go to next and just use the same email here again. Next, I agree, continue, and create. Perfect. Now that we have finished the step, I want you to go to audience. And in audience, we want to publish this application. So let's click to publish app, confirm. Perfect. Now our app is published and we have to make sure that this is set to external right here. Now I'm just going to go back to n8n and obviously within the drive, I'm going to click on create new credential. And obviously here I'm going to have my authentication redirect URL. I'm going to need to get my client ID and I'm going to need to get my client secret. So I'm just going to go back to Google Console. Now I'm going to the left side here. I'm going to API and services and I'm going to click on credentials. Now in credentials, I'm going to press on create new credentials, authentication client ID, application type web application, and I'm just going to put n8n tutorial again, and authorize redirect URL. You want to add the URL that you got from n8n. So just click on this URL right here, and let's just go back to Google Console and paste this. Perfect. So now that's done. I'm just going to double check that everything is correct. Web application and tutorial, authentication is done. Create the authentication client ID, and there it is. So you have your client ID here, the client secret. You might want to save this somewhere separate, but with that being said, I'll just copy my client ID. I'll go back to n8n, and I will just paste that here. Now for the client secret, I'm going back here again, copy client secret, go back to n8n, and paste that right here. And now that's done, I'm just ready to continue and click on sign in with Google. I'm going to choose my email here. And n8n wants to get access to everything. Allow. Connection is successful. Fantastic. So basically, we've already just connected our Google credentials to n8n, but there's one important piece of information. If you're unable to sign in for any reason, just click on the advanced tab that will show you in the error, and then just give the permissions manually. Choose proceed either ways. In this situation, it has been smooth, and now my n8n is connected to my Google Drive. And let me show you how you're going to choose the folders that you need to access. So for example here, once you get this sorted, operation, for example, file folder, we need to choose this one. Operation search, this is what I'm doing here. Search file and folder name. So I wanted to find certain videos or certain images from the Google Drive. Now here, very important filter, instead of URL, choose by ID. That's very, very important because you don't want to give access to your drive and then if you're doing a search, it's going to search for everything in your drive. You want to be a little bit more specific. So here, I just wanted to search a very specific file that has some influencer images that I wanted to adjust with actual nanobanana. So actually, it should be not this file. I go back to tutorial. and it should be this file here. And as you can see, on the link itself, there is the ending part that starts with 13D and ends with QT. On my n8n, that is exactly the thing that I just copy pasted and I put it here. Now, when it comes to, for example, uploading the files after the workflow has been completed by nanobanana, you can see here that I even choose the exact folder that I want n8n to upload the images to. So let's go back here, go to nanobanana, and you can see here 14cm. 14cm is exactly the same folder, so I can control where everything is going to. Now, that's pretty much it. Now you have your Google set up to your drive and to n8n. If you have any questions, leave them for me in the comments. Other than that, subscribe for more tutorials like this in the coming weeks. Thank you and see you next time.